And by the way, empowering you to work is better than giving you free money. Because when I show you how to fish, you'll benefit more and you'll be of impact than somebody who comes and they give you grab, logistics, logistics, I'm buying you warrage and spoiling you. Tell whoever comes to look for a vote and they tell you, logistics, no, he's buying you. He's buying you this Beckham warrage, Ronaldo jean, all those fake things, Kazire. Because you're a student, you can't afford. So tell the person, you are my leader, you want to become my guild president, let us have a voice for us, they need one.
Uganda State Minister of Youth and Children Affairs, Balaam Barugahara, has implored the youth to take on environmental conservation as individual responsibility. He advised young people to foster a sense of responsibility by encouraging sustainable practices and act as passionate advocates to drive change through their unique perspectives and innovative ideas.
As you have seen, if you have read about Uganda recently, we had floods. Just with one heavy downpour, we had floods. And those are effects of carelessness in our environment and climate. Climate is not about trees and the water bodies, but even how we drain, how we dispose the garbage, how we handle all these other things, it affects us. Why should young Africans join this popular group of Panafrican Climate Justice Alliance? It is a vital platform to African youth to address the climate change, environmental degradation, and social justice. And for your information, why should young people be involved? Young people, African youth, are highly vulnerable to climate-related shocks with limited resources and opportunities to adopt and respond.
The minister was giving a keynote address during climate change talk held at Makerere University, organized by the Panafrican Climate Justice Alliance.
Your anthem is really nice. It says, Africa, let it be the tree of life. Implying the other countries don't have even the forests we have. They don't have the forest covers we have. So let us hold Africa with a lot of respect. Let us support your alliance wherever we have people in government. And I want to pledge on behalf of government that the government led by the President of Uganda, Dr. Mithika, will work hand in hand closely with you to ensure that the aspiration and the reason why you started that alliance, we support you and work together to preserve our Africa. The spirit of Africa is when Africans come together and we work together as Africans. It is a very good thing that we have always had Pan-African in politics, Pan-African in this, but now we are talking about Pan-African in the country that had the most green, but it is being degraded at the fastest rate. I want to thank the initiator.
Minister Balaam encouraged the young people to build partnerships and collaborations for environmental funding to enable them advocate for policies and practices that promote environmental justice.
Regarding capital, let AU tell you, we have WUWEP, we have YLP, but let us also invest in environment. That's why I'm asking Honorable Jackie, we need an environment fund at Makerere. Maybe we could use that environment fund to plant more green in Makerere.
Pan-African Climate Justice Alliance Executive Director Dr.Mithika said in an era marked by escalating environmental challenges, the youth must play a lead role in advocating for sustainable practices for environmental conservation.
So within the framework of local land climate action and as an imperative of climate justice, we hand deliberate in trying to see how we can involve more young people, how we can involve more, bring on board in this conversation the people who can provide solutions, and those are the people who can speak for themselves, the people at the front line of climate crisis. And that's why we are here at Makerere University to extend this conversation to the young people, particularly the students of these universities and others who are not reached by the conventional conversations.
He observed that dedications to protecting nature are essential in driving the necessary changes required to safeguard the environment for future generations.
So within that then, we want to launch the call for applications for the 5th edition of the Nairobi Summer School on Climate Justice. When I call it Nairobi Summer School on Climate Justice, it is not a Nairobi initiative. It is just titled Nairobi Summer School. So even if it comes here in Makerere, it is Nairobi Summer School on Climate Justice. In fact, the 5th edition is going to be held in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia at the University of Addis Ababa. And it is going to be held at the back-to-back with the 2nd edition of the Africa Climate Summit. And this is a youth-focused initiative to build capacity of young people, to invigorate them, to energize them, to interest them, to be champions on climate action, and really to expose the potential in young people. The previous editions, 1 to 4, has really demonstrated that this is an idea whose time has come. Because our young people have been abandoned. They do not even understand what this subject is. They think that this is just an environmental issue, of which it is not. Climate is an economic issue. Climate is a gender issue. Climate change is really agricultural issue. It is an energy issue. It is an issue which we cannot ignore.
Professor Edward Bale of Makerere University said African governments need to invest more in clean energy innovations and to collaborate with young inventors who are leading efforts to build a sustainable future.
Not very easy. It is an expensive venture for a country like Uganda to make sure that everybody is using clean energy. Look at your household, where you're coming from. Look at my household. What is the energy mix? What's the proportion of energy? The clean. Are you still using charcoal? Are you still using firewood? Are you using electricity, only electricity? How many people are connected to electricity and all that? So new technologies that can actually give us green results are moving a little bit slowly. Look at solar. Do we have very many SMEs, the small and medium enterprises, that are actually producing, with the profit, that are participating in the private sector, producing these technologies to make sure that maybe at a certain time T, the majority of Ugandans have access to cheap solar energy. We are endowed with the strong sun rays, isn't it so? But do we have these technologies developed at a lower cost so that everybody is enjoying?
He was passionate that engaging youth in environmental action fosters a sense of responsibility and empowerment. He said Makerere University is encouraging students take ownership of their surroundings and advocate for policies that promote sustainability.